Well, greetings everyone. We're coming at you from the camper van. It is yet another beautiful, clear, sunny spring day out here in the desert. Flowers are blooming. There's lots of color and green. It's just been spectacular. Actually, in the past years, I've spent my winters in the desert, except for a few years ago we were in Florida. And usually by April, early April, end of March, it's getting too warm to be down here and start to move north into higher elevations. It stayed a little cooler this year, it seems. Overall, it was just a cooler winter. So being able to hang out here a little longer has been nice and it not be too hot. I can remember years in the past, come mid-March, the end of March, it's already in the low 90s, mid-90s, and then continuing to get warm. So it's been nice, yeah, to extend this a little bit. We are still getting late snowstorms in a lot of areas in higher elevations that I normally am on my way to by now. So that's going to have to be put on hold and maybe bypassed completely. It's just been an interesting year for weather so far. So yeah, I'm just going to roll with it and see where things take us. So I've been getting some questions lately about how this rig is working out for me. This 2010 GMC 10-foot box van. This is the retired U-Haul box van. It's the smallest one they have. And it's really compact. A lot of people have commented when they see this van in person. After seeing it in videos, they're like, wow, it's looks so much smaller in person than it does in the videos. And that's probably due to the wide angle lens I have to use a lot of times when I'm showing the van. Allows you to see the inside better, so the outside shots, it's kind of stretched out. That may have something to do with it, but it is really a compact little box van. It's just the 10-foot box, the same wheelbase as a standard van, although this is the 1-ton chassis, so it has much heavier duty suspension than, say, the half-ton or quarter-ton. So I've been really happy with it. It was exactly what I was looking for. Took quite a bit of work to convert the box into a living space, but I was able to knock that out in about a month's time. I did it in kind of two separate 2-week intervals and really just went for it, working from sun up to sundown. Had Kelly's help as well as a few others. Bill and Mark down in Florida were a huge help for me, providing a space and their assistance in the build as well. So I've been really happy with it. What can I say? Some of the most common questions I get are what is the gas mileage in this van? And right now, currently, because I'm towing a trailer, I get about 12 miles per gallon. Without the trailer, it was about 14 miles per gallon. So a little bit less than the Chevy van. I think in the Chevy van I was getting about 16 miles per gallon. So took a little hit there, but having the extra space has really proved to be what I was looking for. I really feel a lot more comfortable staying extended camping stays, just having a little bit more space and being able to pursue the hobbies that I have. I do have a lot of outdoor hobbies, but I also have a few indoor hobbies, I call them, as far as music production and that. Spending a lot of time on my laptop, making the videos for YouTube and messing around with music and music production stuff. It's nice to have a little extra space inside and just be comfortable. So yeah, with that overall, it's really been working out. So one of the other questions I get pretty often is, with this box van compared to the Chevy G20 I had, do I feel limited at all as far as the places I can go? And really, I haven't noticed anything, and especially now having the trailer, I get that question as well. Towing the little trailer, it's a 5x8 trailer, and I really haven't noticed any limitations. There are a couple situations where I've been in where it's an unfamiliar dirt road, so I don't know if there's going to be a turnaround space. So I just pull over, put the van in park and walk down the road and check it out. And if it looks like there's no turnarounds, I don't go down it. It's pretty much the same thing I did in the van without the trailer. As far as the height, of course, it's a little bit higher than the Chevy G20 with the mid raised roof. But there's been very few places I go where vertical or height clearance is an issue. Even in heavily forested areas, most of the dirt roads, bigger trucks go down, and it's just smooth sailing. So I've really not noticed any limitations with this box van. It has very good ground clearance. I put some good heavy-duty off-road tires on it, and it's really proved to be a perfect little platform for me. I'm very happy with it. I can't say that I really recommend it for anybody. This is an evolution for me. I started out, like I said, in a smaller Dodge van and then moved up to the Chevy G20 and then now this, and each incremental change has been a little bit more space for me. And I feel like with this it's just enough, that I really don't need any more space and I don't feel limited or cramped in any way. It's plenty roomy for me and the stuff that I have chosen to keep with me on the road. So with that, I feel like for myself, it's a perfect platform and a perfect little camper. Well, a lot of you have been with me long enough to remember when I had the Chevy G20, I had the little Honda trail bike, the little CT90. I actually had two different ones. I had the CT110 and then the 90, and they're nice, they're lightweight, easy to ride. It's kind of like a beefed up moped in a way. They're pretty capable off-road. They're just slow when it comes to being on the road, and the main reason I got rid of it is there was a couple times where I had to take it on a small highway and I just did not feel safe. I just could not get up to a proper speed to be with the flow of traffic, and yeah, I just knew that in the long run, if I was to keep carrying a bike with me, that I'd want something a little bit bigger and more capable on the actual roads. That's what led me to finding the Yamaha XT250. And of course, once I've got this, I experimented with trying to carry it on the back and quickly realized that just going with a small enclosed trailer would be the best setup for me. And again, touching on being limited with towing the trailer, I really haven't noticed anything other than the impact on my gas mileage a little bit. But it's, for me, the lifestyle that I live. Having the motorcycle or the trail bike with me has really allowed me to explore more around camps. I've found more free camping opportunities. Like when we did the Washington trip last summer, riding the motorcycles through the state of Washington, we explored so much area that I probably wouldn't have explored just with the van, and was able to take notes, drop GPS pins, and find free camping areas that I probably wouldn't have found otherwise. And then there's the whole kind of backup safety aspect. If I was ever way out in the backcountry with the van and had trouble with the van, having a secondary mode of transportation to be able to go out and seek help or get parts or anything like that, it's just a big security thing for me as well. So it's a decision I feel very confident in, and will probably be doing this combo setup for quite a while, quite a few years into the future. Really happy with the short box van and the motorcycle combo. And the trailer just kind of is like an extra little garage space for me. It allows me to keep extra tools and gear for the motorcycle as well, and extra camping gear. Try to keep it to a minimum and not collect too much stuff, but it has definitely been a setup that I'm very, very pleased with. Okay, so here we are back in the box. I'll talk a little bit about kind of my thought process behind how I designed the living space in here and how it's actually working out in real world living conditions. So I'm gonna flip around here and give you a glimpse from the back door. So one of the main ideas I had with this box van, because it is a little bit wider and straight walls without the walls tapering in, I wanted a wider aisle space. That's just more of a mental thing. It is easier to move around, especially when there's two people in here. If Kelly's over and we're trying to cook a meal, it's just so much easier to pass by each other. But also just like the mental aspect of it, it just feels more open and less cluttered. I don't get that claustrophobia that I would get sometimes in the smaller vans. Of course, I did sacrifice space by just having open, empty space, but it really is worth it for me being able to move around. So over here is my kitchen, of course. I'm using this set-in Dometic stove, which overall I'm pretty happy with. I have a propane tank down in the cupboard below, a little 1-gallon tank. Stove works great. It's a low pressure stove as opposed to most camp stoves, which are high pressure. But because of that, I think that's the reason this stove does not work over about 7,500 feet, approaching 8,000 feet elevation. The gas won't pass through it. I've read reviews about that online, so it's not just me. I do have a backup 2-burner camp stove, the Camp Chef Everest, which I can use in those cases when this stove isn't working. I can just set it right here and be able to actually still cook on a propane stove. Got the window right here. I really like that for ventilation when I'm cooking, and then the roof vent I put pretty close to the stove so I can suck out all the odors and steam in that when I'm cooking. Made these spice racks, which are working out really good, and plenty of storage for all my kitchenware and food. More food storage down here. And then below each one I have some space where I can put canned goods. I store my shoes over here and that. So it's worked out really good. Of course, when I'm sitting on the couch here, I can pull this down. This is a somewhat new addition, and I've got a very comfortable place to sit while I'm on the couch. Laptop or iPad here, I can watch movies and kick back. So it's worked out really good. Of course, my drawers here for all my junk and stuff. And little power center over here. I am powered by Battleborn lithium batteries. I've got 4 100 amp hour lithium Battleborn batteries in this box here. Victron inverter, charge controller, fuse box. So I've got AC and DC power. I actually have a small microwave in here, which I kind of scoffed at people that had microwaves in their camper vans for many years. And then I just realized having the solar power, it really does come in handy. It saves me on using propane fuel. I'm just using this energy from the sun. And with that microwave, I can cook a lot of things, reheat things. It saves on dishes and water. It's just handy to have. I never would have thought that I would enjoy using a microwave in a camper van so much. Storage for books and stuff over in my office space here. This is where I edit all my videos. I do like to dabble in music and music production, so I've got a little setup on my laptop where I can record my guitars and multi-track and play around with music. So those are kind of my indoor hobbies. And then overhead storage for most of my kitchen stuff up here. Got a few pictures. That's Kelly with my folks when they came out to Quartzsite. Starting a little sticker area here. Oh, there's Frank. This is my new Away We Go Peace logo sticker. Kind of starting a little license plate wall up here. I don't know if that's going to continue to grow. A couple people did gift me an Alaska plate, a New Hampshire plate, so those may end up going up soon. Clothes storage is all above the bed here. And then I do have some storage in the back on each side. And then also over here, I have a diesel heater installed down there. And again, this goes up to the cab. I have a angle fridge freezer combo sitting in between the seats there. And I usually keep my windshield cover up on the outside, keeps it nice and cool in the cab there. And that's my setup. I have a little Bluetooth speaker here for listening to music. And again, use the iPad or laptop for entertainment purposes. And it's just a little cozy kind of cabin style camper. Very easy to get in and out. I'm 5'11", so stepping down to this step is no big deal. And then I have another stool here. Makes entry really easy going in and out. Kelly's a few inches shorter than me, and she kind of has trouble with that first step, but me at my height, it's real easy to get in and out of. Solar panels up top, 570 watts of solar. That's powering those 4 Battleborn lithium batteries. It's having a little power station like that. I've got enough power for all my needs and then some. So it's really like a little off-grid cabin. I'm very, very happy with this platform. So I just want to reinforce once again that this setup that I'm in here is a product of evolution. I've been asked if I had to do it over again. Instead of starting out with the smaller Dodge van and then the Chevy van, would I just go straight with this? And I would say no. When I first got into living in vehicles in that first Dodge van, I had no idea where it was going to go or what I was actually looking for other than just getting out of paying rent. So things evolved for me pretty quickly. Within a year or so of living in that van and staying in the city, working a job, I knew that wasn't the long-term plan that was going to work out for me. And then seasonal work came up, and I made the decision to leave my hometown for the first time and pursue seasonal jobs, work for a little bit, and then have the rest of the year free and live cheaply, camp on public land for free, boondocking, living off-grid basically. And that over time, after doing that enough, I realized that that is kind of a lifestyle that I built for myself and pursued and want to keep pursuing. And being in a smaller vehicle, I knew if I was going to do this long term, wasn't really the best choice for me. I was feeling a little bit cooped up, getting a little bit of kind of cabin fever, depression type stuff happening. In this bigger space, it just feels more like a little off-grid cabin that I can drive and park wherever I want to park it. And I'm happy with it. It took me saving up and working these seasonal jobs and having kind of a plan and a goal. And now that I'm here, I have it. I feel like this is something that's going to serve me well for many years to come. And I don't know where this is going to go. If I'm going to get tired of traveling around and boondocking, I often get the question if I want to buy a small piece of land to have a home base so I don't feel like I have to be moving around all the time. And I don't really feel that yet. I don't really feel like that's a desire. I feel like that public land offers that for me already. I feel like where I'm at right now is a home base. I can camp here and it doesn't cost me anything. I'm not committed. The fear with me with having my own piece of land is that I would get tired of the location and want to move. Unfortunately, when you buy property, you can't move it around. It's stuck where it is, and that's what's keeping me from really kind of fantasizing about that. I feel like I have home bases all over the country, and they're free. I don't have to worry about owning them. So that's that. That may change in the future, but for now, I'm very happy with the lifestyle I'm living. It's working out. And, I do these videos, my format is usually just showing you what I'm doing. I usually don't talk about it. I'm not trying to sell people on this lifestyle. There's plenty of other channels that do that. This is just for you to witness somebody living an alternative lifestyle, and you can make your decisions about it. But I thought in this video, I'd just take a minute to kind of talk about how it actually is going for me. And like I've stated so far, everything I've talked about, it's really working out. And I feel really good about the future. There's been times in my life where the future was kind of scary and I didn't like to think about it. And with this, how I'm living, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this, looking into the future, living this way. This is a very I'm living within my means. I feel like I'm really living within my means. I'm not working excessively and I'm not being a total bum. I have a lot of free time, but also every year, once or twice a year, I'm going to a seasonal job and working that. And I feel like that keeps me grounded. I've been exposed to a lot of places I wouldn't have normally seen and different job opportunities. And I just feel like life has really opened up for me. With this choice to live on the road in a smaller camper van type setup. So that's that. I'm going to wrap it up. I just felt like I wanted to talk a little bit about how this is going for me. And this setup I'm very happy with. Would I recommend it to anybody? I don't know. I don't know what your intentions are, your goals are, or the lifestyle path that you want to pursue. But if you feel like you have similar ideas as I do, this may work for you, but I can't sell you on anything. This is just what I'm doing in life. There's so many different options and different ways to do life, and this is just what I'm doing. After trying other things prior, different jobs and different renting situations and thinking about buying a home in my hometown, I just didn't feel good about that. This lifestyle I feel good about, and I feel good about the future. I meet a lot of really great people out here. I see a lot of great places. I feel more connected to the planet. I feel very connected to the country that I live in. I feel like a true U.S. citizen. I get a feel for all different places all around the country. I really feel like I spend enough time in each location to get a feel for what it's like to live in the states that I'm in. So, well, I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. I really appreciate all of you that have been a part of this journey. It's been quite a trip over the years. A lot of you have been with me since the beginning. And I just really appreciate you guys that keep coming back. And those of you that have joined recently, there's a lot to come. So we'll see where this journey takes us. Hope you're all doing well out there, and we'll see you soon in the next one. Take care.